Man, I'm dying to watch season 3. And if you're here, then you're just like me, sitting on the edge of your damn seat, waiting to see what Tommy's about to get into next. So I figured, why not kill some time by diving into what we do know about episode 1? Because let me tell you, we got more clues than you probably think. If you're ready, let's get into it. First, let's start with the teaser. Yeah, we still don't have the full trailer yet, but we do have a teaser, and honestly, it revealed way more than I thought it would. For instance, in the beginning, we see Tommy driving somewhere angrily while Diamond is standing behind a table covered with guns. At first, I thought, this is it, they're enemies now. But nope, because toward the end of the teaser, we see them together walking away from what appears to be a warehouse, and it's on fire, y'all. So I feel like episode 1 will focus on the tension between Diamond and Tommy. Throughout season 2, it became more and more clear that these are two very different men. Tommy's impulsive decisions and his urge to get whatever he wants, whenever he wants it, annoyed the hell out of Diamond. And now, it's all up in the air. But the teaser makes it clear that they'll come back together and handle business like they always do. There's even a theory floating around that Tommy and Diamond will be pretending to be enemies just to bring Jannard down. I'm not sure if Jannard is even worth all that trouble, but I can see the logic. In episode 1, I can totally see Diamond and Tommy having a real talk about how they operate differently. And maybe, just maybe, they'll agree to meet each other halfway. Who knows? They might even come up with a solid plan to win this war. To be honest, right now, Diamond is the only man in the hood that Tommy can truly trust, so he better not lose him. Speaking of trust, let's talk about a new addition to the story. Drumroll, please. Yeah, it's Tariq. I don't know if you remember, but in the final episode of Ghost, there was a post-credit scene where we see Tariq on the phone with someone, saying they're family and that he'll help. We all thought that scene was setting up a Tariq and Tommy spinoff, and while that's still valid, Michael Rainey Jr. is officially joining the cast of Force. Now you might be wondering, what does this have to do with episode 1? Well, I'm actually expecting Tariq to show up right from the start. I don't know if you're down with that idea, but let me explain why I think it makes sense. We all know how much Ghost meant to Tommy, no matter how complicated their relationship got. And when Tariq killed him, that was the last straw. We all saw the look of betrayal on Tommy's face in that scene, didn't we? So yeah, they've got to talk. Not because a conversation can undo what Tariq did, but because if Tommy's ever going to trust him, they have to clear the air. Here's a photo of them from season 3 actually having a talk. I believe Tommy has to see that Tariq is slowly turning into the kind of man his father was. And honestly, he's come a long way. So if they're going to build a new dynamic from scratch and leave that haunting past behind, they need to put in the work. Episode 1 would be a perfect place to start that. Also, imagine if Tariq just popped up at the end of the season to save Tommy's ass. That would be so lame, you know? I'd much rather see him woven into the story throughout the season than have him swoop in like a last-minute hero to fix everything. Then in the final episode, maybe we'll see them come up with a new plan, something that sets the stage for their upcoming spin-off. But what do you think? Another thing I totally see happening in episode 1 is Tommy's big confrontation with Miguel. In the season 3 teaser, we see Maria pointing a gun at someone, and that immediately made me stop and think, why the hell would they reveal that she's alive and safe so early? I mean, it's not that shocking unless there's something bigger behind it. Maybe the point wasn't just to show that she's alive, but to hint at a whole new side of her character. In episode 1, I think we'll get way more of Maria than we expect. Maybe she's saved by Tommy, or maybe, and I really hope this is the case, she saves herself. I'd love to see her take control of the situation, fight her way out, and show that she's not just someone who needs protection. That would change everything about how we see her. What about you? Are you rooting for her to get that moment? Now here's where things get interesting. We also catch a glimpse of Miguel in deep trouble. So here's my theory. Maria gets herself out, finds Tommy, and together they team up to take Miguel down. Think about how satisfying that would be. Maria would be reclaiming her power, and Tommy would finally have someone just as fired up and ready to move as he is. Do you like this scenario? Or do you have something different in mind? Let's discuss in the comments below. We'll get to watch Force's last season in fall of 2025, and I feel like we'll have the trailer by August, which I believe will reveal many things regarding episode 1. I'll be right here when it drops, so make sure to subscribe. What else do you think will happen in episode 1? Let's discuss in the comments below, and after that you can go and watch this video next.